You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into the Palmetto Dugout Show, episode 134. We are back. Looks like we're doing this every week now. The fun has begun. Espo, Smitty, all Smitties. What's going on, boys?
It's just a world of Smitties we're living in around here.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good world.
I don't know if that's a good one or not, but we're here.
We're
here.
better with me and Steen in it.
That's what I hear.
Scene.
Be seen.
My kids get all fired up when they see Scene on the TV for the instant replay. They go, take a picture. So I take a picture and I send it to Drew and Scene, and Drew has a good, wonderful, colorful comment to always put in there.
Drew has a colorful comment every time. I was on the TV a lot that last time, though, like 7 reviews.
Yeah.
They
It was terrible. I should start adding.
You screwed every one of those reviews up. Carolina fans, if you've lost a basketball game, blame Scene.
I don't wear Carolina gear during the games. I'm impartial.
That must really hurt you, Sean.
They lose anyway, so I can't help them.
Wow.
So who do you pull for? Oh, we can't answer that question.
He's working. He's an impartial employee.
Maybe you could help him. Man, I feel like we could get it.
Maybe pull out.
Be like that thing with them NBA players where they had them.
Maybe you better be careful. FBI might be watching here. They're going to get Sean picked up in the next couple of days.
Yeah, what's that one guy that was tied to both the basketball allegations, the NBA, and then the college one?
The guy with the glasses. He was seeing through.
Yeah, we got to get him. We'll have him call Cena.
I don't want to say the wrong name. I don't want to falsely accuse somebody.
Correct.
That's a tough.
Correct.
He was a guy who used to coach too. You know what I'm talking? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
have to Google it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Google it.
Somebody drop him in the comments. Google me. All it is, man.
His name is not Coach Siggs.
No.
We'll hop right into it here. We have completed one big showcase finally with the snowstorm of the decade here in South Carolina. We still have one upcoming. However, we'll jump right into it here. Your preseason All-State South took place, and Sammy had a lot of fun.
First things first. Let's go with this one. Big shout out, big thank you to all players, families, parents, anybody associated with the players that attended the event. Right, we were record pace for both of these events this upcoming winter, with this past one in Charleston down to the Shipyard, which, by the way, let's be honest, top-notch event, like venue, right? There's hard to find better venues to run a showcase out there, or tournaments or whatever out there. 2 turf fields we're able to use. But the last minute, right, Sean, a week ago at this time, we're sending out a message to every family asking them, can you come on Friday? Can you come on Friday? Snowstorms coming in. Can we move this event up to Friday? Let us know when you can check in. And probably 93 out of the 107-ish, right around there, that we had originally signed up, were able to change plans and to come on down to the Shipyard down there in Charleston, Mount Pleasant area to make this event happen. So first of all, big kudos, big thank yous to all the players and families that were able to make that quick change and adjustment to do that. And then also big shout out and thank you to Jason Murray and his Shipyard staff down there, right? Opened up the doors, kind of gave us full access to everything we needed down there. You know, normally we have the 2 fields, the 2 high school, college size fields there. Kind of said if we need the youth fields, whatever we needed to make sure the event ran as smooth as we could and on time and get it through on that day, we were going to have access to. So big thank you to Jason Murray and the Shipyard staff to make sure that happened. And then also, before we get into the players, more, thank you to our staff, right? We were, me and Sean have joked about this, kind of running a skeleton crew a little bit, not completely fully staffed to this one, but still had 8 to 9 non-workers that were running around kind of with our head cut off, kind of all over the place, doing some things. Thank you there very much, Drew, for posting that picture of me and seeing there, breaking down some
Can we just see a new hoodie? It's the old logo. Come on.
Yeah, that was a throwback on there. It was getting cold.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, right, we're able to get everything done and had enough staff kind of all over the place, but kind of running around. So I'll cut it off here and let Sean start talking about some players, and I'll fill in behind him. But want to thank, right, the players, the parents, this, shipyard, and then also our staff for being able to do everything. We had some guys on our staff that are running things. As we all know, Austin is our athletic performance director at our events normally, and Austin was out there teaching the youth of America or keeping them in line, whatever we got going on. There's AP, where Owen Brittle was able to fill in what he normally does and is in charge of the Vald running over there. So we had guys kind of filling in and doing different things that they normally don't do, and we're able to keep running and keeping our events running at a high pace. So big shout out to everybody to make that event run. And we're still trying to make sure all the data and all the videos and all the stats are all running to the right stuff. And we're going to get ready tomorrow, knock on wood, to start pumping out content on this with all the great numbers and all the great players that were at this event.
100%. Yeah, it was, like you said, throwing 90 guys out there, and the conditions at the beginning of the day were pretty good. Just a little bit of wind circulating, but the sun was out, and everything else was going pretty smoothly. But then after that sun went down, it started to get real cold out, and everybody was kind of just trying to get their way out of there. But obviously, we still had to run the event to its entirety, and I think we succeeded mostly without everybody wanting to bite our heads off or anything like that. So that was good. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again to all the parents and players that were able to be flexible with the schedule change and date change and the many emails we were sending out. And just like I said, really appreciate everybody kind of moving around those schedules for us so that we could get in this event, because at the end of the day, this is our biggest pre-high school season events that we got going on between the All-State North and the All-State South, and absolutely a great starting point for the high school season. And good to see these guys getting out there. And obviously they're working their way into shape. And although honestly at this point, if you're not into shape, you're a little bit behind. But good to see all the guys out there. And hopefully, if the weather holds off, we'll be able to get back up there for Clemson this coming weekend and finish out this preseason strong and roll right into high school season.
Yeah, kind of touch on a few players here while we're rolling on this one. Sean, we can kind of bounce back and forth on these. Yeah. Kind of bounce around a little bit. The one kind of hitter I want to talk about, we got a chance to watch him a little bit in the fall at our fall top prospect game, but Carter Epting, right, left-handed hitter. The first thing to me that really stood out with him, right, when he walks in, right, the physical change over, right, the last time we saw him was the end of October, to seeing him now, right, putting on, adding some muscle, adding some strength. Carter out of P27 here in the Midlands here. Ex-Avilo up to 101. I think he ran his fastest 60 time with us, gotten it down to a 7.1. Shows good arm strength and overall athleticism, but he's just a young man that we've gotten a chance to watch since he's moved himself down here. We'd like to say into the warmth of South Carolina out of New York. But he's moved down here and been here for over a year now and just continues to progress and get better. And we've got a chance to watch him in some tournaments with his travel ball team. And he's just a gamer, a guy that knows how to play the game and gets after it, plays the hard way, but is performing at a high level in the showcase world. And like I said, the strength and athleticism kind of stands out, and is a young man that's going to be ready to pop and going to make some college programs really look smart.
Absolutely. And Carter too, he came to the Myrtle Beach hitting update down there in December, and he popped a better bolt this time around than he did over in Conway. So he was 99 in Myrtle Beach, and then he was 101, like you said, just the other day. So shout out to him. And obviously he's got a lot of really good strength coaches and baseball coaches over there at P27, and we're looking forward to continuing to see Carter develop and see where he ends up long term. But I'll roll over onto a younger guy, a 2029 outfielder, Hudson Morris from the Oceanside Collegiate Academy, which they just keep rolling out ball players, Coach. Nothing but, a lot of strength all the way through with all their guys, and especially with Hudson. I mean, obviously he's turning the corner, those years right there when any guy is getting a little bit bigger. And, that's what we're seeing with Huddy. He came out to the Columbia Rising Stars ID a full calendar year ago. And he was one of the left-handed bat that kind of stuck out there. He was one of the higher end performers at that event. And then we got to see him down at Lake Point at the Junior Future Games, and he showed out again there. Really good batting practice as usual. He can kind of, start to pump it out there on the pull side, get it over the wall. And in game, we've seen him in the past, and he lasers balls all over the yard, and he's got a good strong arm in the outfield as well. At this event, he was up to 99 with the exit velocity in batting practice. It was his last one. He really got on a roll in his second round, really just putting balls out there. And that was a lot of the clips that you saw on Twitter was a lot from his second round, really just lacing baseballs out there. I really like, his hands are very consistent and calm in his load and stride. And, then he just unleashes that barrel and really turned it over on the very last one. I remember seeing it on the iPad. That was his last bolt, was the 99. He really punched that one out there. And, he's the guy that the athleticism is getting a little bit better. His 60 time keeps coming down just a hair. He was just over 7 this time around. And, getting a little twitchier too, kind of that explosive first step. We tracked the 30-yard split and the 10-yard and the 30-yard split as well. Those numbers are starting to come down for him too. Hudson Morris, he's really got a lot of tools in there, and seems like a good ball player in games too, and a good kid all the way around as well. So high IQ ball player, and somebody that we're definitely going to keep our eye on here going forward. And really, the sky's the limit for him, and he's got a good program and a lot of good guys to kind of model his career after down there at Oceanside. So props to Hudson, and we're looking forward to seeing him during the spring.
Yeah, he kind of checks the box. I think he was one of the first players to show up at check-in down there, and he kind of checks the box right off the bat when you kind of see him right there. So he sticks out in a good way. He's kind of that guy we always joke you want coming off the bus first, but he looks good coming out there. But I'll kind of stick with Brody Tudhill. Brody is a young man we've gotten a chance to watch quite a bit over the years. Has come to a good amount of our showcases. We've gotten a chance to watch him quite a bit over a lot of the high school season, whether it's regular high school games, tournament stuff, or down at the Shipyard Showdown. And Brody's a young man for me who just keeps getting better and better and better, right? And we've talked about this numerous times over on this show, but that's the beauty of our showcases and getting a chance to watch it. A lot of these guys, a lot of these young men from so-called, whether it's their freshman, sophomore year, all the way through, and you get to see the progression in a good way, right? And whether, it's a college coach, a major league scout, they come back and they watch these things and they go, let's see how this guy is, right? And I was talking with a high school coach the other day, and he goes, I'll talk to a college coach, and he always tells me the first thing he does is he goes and looks at his player's profile from prep baseball or whatever, and he can go and look. And so with Brody, you go look at his stuff and his hitting numbers, right? It progresses and gets better every single time. His defensive numbers get better every single time. His running, his jumping, everything keeps getting better. His swing, you look at the video, right? His swing, his bat path gets shorter, gets stronger. All the things you kind of want as a baseball player as you're getting older and maturing, you want to keep progressing in the right way. And Brody's a young man for me that we've gotten a chance over the years to watch. And it's just neat and special to watch and follow those guys and watch the upward trajectory and the growth of him. And he's always one of the guys at the top of our leaderboards, whether it's hard hit balls, the exit velocity or arm strength or whatever it may be. And, the tools are out there, right? But also, Sean, we've talked about this in the fall. We go watch him in a game, right? And maybe it's not a double in the gap, but he always gets hits, right? And if you're a hitter, your goal is to get hits, right? And maybe it's even if it's a couple hard hit balls in the 6 hole, it doesn't matter. It's hits. And he performed really well for us at our fall top prospect games. And he's starting off, looks like he's going to start off his junior year, his junior year is a hot streak right now. So Brody at Ashley Ridge was with another impressive performance for me, as with continued improvement and rolling in the right direction.
Yeah, with Ashley Ridge, I think I said it. We had I think 3 or 4 guys from Ashley Ridge come out to the preseason All-State down there this past Friday, and I remember watching them hit and kind of seeing these. I think forget who it was. It might have been the lefty. Alford came out of the box, and he had another good round of BP. And I'm like, I think we might need to be buying some stock here in Ashley Ridge this year. So they'll be good. They'll be a good one to watch there as well. I'll stick on the Ashley Ridge side right now and go to the youngest player of the event, Tyler Bellish. 2031 outfielder, shortstop, whatever you want, right-handed pitcher, everything. Mature beyond his years. Just he comes out there and he loves talking shop. He loves kind of talking about, how each time he's had his bullpen, I've been out there on the mound with him, and he's kind of wanting to go over. He's like, how my arm slot look on the slider there, and I'm like, dude, I'm just punching in numbers over here. Like, that's all you, man. Like, and so he's obviously mature beyond his years and a high baseball IQ, and obviously being the coach's son, he's been around the game for a long time, and he's left-handed stick, up to what I think it was 88 with the exit velocity. So obviously that's got a long way to go, and he's not even 14 years old. Oh, by the way, he ran a sub 760 as a 13-year-old. Just the tools galore for this kid, and he was somebody that obviously has been popping on the radar. As he's been getting a little bit older and getting amongst the showcase ranks and things like that. He's been at a few tournaments and all performing. And he's a guy that's absolutely he's got to have his name circled. I mean, he's a number of years away from even becoming recruitable. But he's obviously got a lot of tools already. And somebody we're going to want to keep an eye on down the line and on the mound, just to go back there. I want to say he was 78 to 81 or something like that. Good heater. It's got some late arm side movement on it. A slider and a curveball, maybe just a slider. Sorry, I don't want to misspeak, but like I said, a good slider. He's got good feel for his off speed as well. Change up too. Does a little bit of everything. So Tyler's a kid that we're absolutely going to have our eyes on for a long time. We're going to have a lot of time to see how his progression continues on during his high school career.
And he brings that youthful joy to the game, right? We're watching him in a showcase, right? But he has fun being out there. And this next player I'm going to talk about has this every time we see him. But that's to me that's always enjoyable, right? We run these showcases all year long, right? From now all the way through December, right? And the joy of being out on a baseball field, and Tyler has that, right? Like you said, he always has a smile on his face. He enjoys being out there. And this next young man, he's another one we've gotten a chance to watch from a Team Carolina trials going into after his 8th grade year, way back in the day, working on making one of our junior futures team a few years back, Trip Ostergaard, right? Tripp's an easy one to stick out, but Tripp has that joy and has always had that joy, right? And future game of this past year, University of North Carolina commit, right? One of the top players, obviously, in our state, but one of the top players in our country was able to come back to this event this past week. And, right, he comes rushing out over after school on a Friday. And every time we see him, he has that smile on his face, right? The joy of playing the game. The tools are whatever. They're great, right? Runs a 6.67, 60, comes out, runs that up to 88 or whatever across the infield. 97, 98 miles an hour exit velo, hits balls, kind of caps one ball, and it short hops the fence in left center field when the wind's blowing in, right? Like the tools are easy to talk about themselves, but the one thing that for me, and he did this, I remember him doing this last year. He was in one of the first groups that went last winter. And he hung out and stayed for like the next 2 groups and hung out because of the joy of being around baseball players, where a lot of the guys are trying to get out of there as fast as they can. And he did it again today. He gets out there, rushed from school. He's kind of hanging out. He's talking. He's just talking shop. And to me, that goes a long way because as we all know, you get around baseball enough. I don't care how talented you are, how much success you are, it's going to come back and smack you in the face. And if you don't have that joy and love and enthusiasm for the game, you're never going to fight your way through that. And Tripp, and we talked about with Hellish, right? That joy and that love for it is going to keep you around there. And if you don't love being around that ballpark, it's you're not going to find your way to fight you through that. So every time we get an opportunity to be around Tripp and he comes out to our events or we get to watch him at a game, or he'll shoot me a text, you better be coming out of this game. Right, this is a big matchup. You better come out of it. Right, those are fun. That's what makes this enjoyable for what we do to watch and be around players like that. I get it; it's hard. The game's way too hard, right? You're not going to be at your best. It's winter. It was cold. It was uncomfortable. So what, right? You can still have fun running around and being on a baseball field. There's a lot worse places to be than running around on a shipyard on a Friday evening or a Friday night. And Tripp kind of embodies that joy of kind of what you're looking for. So enough of my soapbox on that one, but Tripp was fun to be around again on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. He's saying those James Island workouts are apparently no joke down there. Coach Spivey's got something in the water with those boys, and obviously it's been working the last couple of years. So he's been making them grind their ass off in the off season, and obviously it's been paying off on the field during the spring year. So props to Tripp, and obviously we'll be looking at James Island a lot this coming spring. So one other guy that I had here was I'm sticking with the young kids here, Coach. Left-handed pitcher, 2029 grad Colt Sparger from Hilton Head Christian Academy. He came out to the Junior Future games with us this past summer, and he was 80-81. I think he threw game 1 or game 2. It was early on. And he was solid. I think it was a couple of innings. I think he lost some velo across the way. But this time out there in his bullpen session, he was 81-84, touched at 84.7. I'm looking at it right here. I said 84. I only say it gave him 84 in the tweet, but 84.7 according to the TrackMan. Good spin rates on the fastball there. Really can kind of get up in the zone, and it's that short, compact arm action, then kind of a higher slot. Just something that's going to be really tough to pick up on for hitters. And then he's got a solid, big, slow breaking ball as well. Curveball was 65-68. Some decent spin on that. A lot of big time depth on that one. Kind of if he's able to spot the fastball at the top of the zone, that's going to be a really good pitch to get a lot of guys to swing and miss, or probably get some knees buckling. If he drops in that curveball there. So Colt's somebody that I put out a tweet on him. He looks like he's got a pretty quick arm in there, and something that this first couple of clips he drops in the curveball in clip 1, and then he lets it eat with the fastball in clip 2, and I'm like, that's what it looks like right there, Coach. He's 6'3", 197 pounds as a freshman already. So that frame's only going to continue to get stronger and more athletic and move a little bit better. So I'd expect that velocity to continue ticking up as well. But Colt's a guy that we're going to want to keep our eyes on down there in the Skeezer ranks. I got to go watch Hilton Head Christian play in that state championship game at Ben Lippen this past year. And, he didn't throw, but now that I'm seeing him and seeing all the stats for about the last 9 months or so, he was somebody that we're definitely going to want to keep our eye on here coming into the spring. So really, really impressive performance there from Colt, and somebody that's got a really high ceiling, and somebody that we're going to keep our eye on as he continues in his high school career.
I'm going to do one more here, and obviously we can probably continue the show for like 6 more hours talking about all the players, and we really haven't touched on many arms outside of the one you touched there, Sean. But I'm going to go one more here. Christopher O'Leary, right? 2027 at Oceanside, outfielder. Christopher's another one that we've had an opportunity to watch over the years. The growth, right? The growth of these young men is kind of, I think, something that I've touched on quite a bit, but 6'2", 191, 192 pounds. Ran his best 60 time with us. Ran what I think a 6'6'3". Had his best exit velo he's had as of a 94. Last year was up to 93. Now it's up to 94. Max exit distance up to 384. Everything just continues to climb, right? You look at the body, you look at the athleticism, the tool set is there. And checking the boxes, right? And obviously playing on a talented high school, talented program down there. And we'll get a chance to watch those guys right out the bat. But Christopher is a young man who we get to watch, and we've watched numerous times. But again, the trajectory is everything's moving in the right direction. Where do these young men fit in a college program? Only time will tell. But the tool set, the athleticism, all that's going in the right way. And you could tell the hard work these guys are putting in throughout the years, not just the off season, right? It's not just what they did in November, December. It's the year-round work that these young men are putting in to get themselves better and going and putting themselves in the right situations and their trainers, their coaches, all those good things. But Christopher, right, you kind of look back and you see how he has progressed over the past couple of years, and he's very impressive. And he's another one. We joked about seeing some of these guys kind of walk off the bus. He's the one you kind of want to lead at the front of the bus, kind of stepping off there. But I think that's something that Oceanside is going to kind of have good thing going for them boys down there. But But Christopher, another great showing for us down here at the preseason All-State South. So excited to see what kind of season he's got in store for himself.
I got one more here too, Coach.
Oh, tear it off.
My bad. Yeah, I was sticking on the Oceanside train one more time, and with right-hander Hank Griffith, 2028. He was 84 to 85 with the heater. I was just talking about Sparger. He's kind of a shorter arm action with a higher slot kind of a guy. Hank's the exact opposite. He's a long and windy arm action to a lower 3/4 slot, almost down to that sidearm slot. He's a guy that just kind of keeps trending up. Coach, I think you saw him in Charleston at the fall, one of the fall tournaments. The command comes and goes, but the stuff is real good, and something that's just going to continue ticking up there. Like I said, 84, 85 with the fastball. He's got a true sweeper. It's that big horizontal action. We need to figure that out. I'm looking at the numbers on his profile right now. The sweeper doesn't come up on his profile, so I think if we had marked it as a slider, it probably would have been there. But the sweeper was low 70s, and that big sweep across the zone, and that's going to be something that is going to be hard to pick up on, especially if he's locating it well to hitters. And then he's got a sinker too, another true sinker. Just kind of got more depth than the heater does. So he's got a good mix in there as well, and he kind of keeps getting a little bit stronger. And those 2028s, Coach. We're coming up obviously on the future games, not for another 6 months, but we're starting to make our list, and this was definitely the first stop for us in terms of putting together our list some more. And some guys are no invites going out yet, of course, but as long as they keep trending in the right direction, and these dudes we've seen just this past week are obviously going to be high on our we got to go see list during the high school season. So we'll kind of monitor their progress throughout that, and then into the summer, and then kind of be able to make some more decisions after we get our events rolling again. Once the summer rolls around. So Hank's another guy down there at Oceanside, man, and they're obviously, they just got guys all over the place, really. Just 2028s, 2029s, the upper class guys, all kinds of dudes out there for Oceanside. So that's going to be a team, and we're not making any picks yet, I guess. As Drew and Sammy here, or Drew and Austin pop back on, but Coach, Oceanside, that's going to be a hot commodity, I think, in 3A down there. What do we think?
No doubt. It's going to be a tough one to beat. And before we turn this back over, I popped one more. I lied to you. I said I only had one, but I'm going to do one more real quick. Turn this over real fast. And we'll throw it back in here to the Midlands. We were down there down there at Low Country a lot, but we're going to Brewer Haggard, a right-handed pitcher, while we're sticking on this pitcher. Brewer, the right-handed arm, 6'3", 172-pound frame. Kind of a low to mid 80s, low 3/4 slot. I think Brewer's going to be looking for big innings up there here at Chapin this year, but it's another young man that's kind of, be able to put on some weight in that frame. Kind of got some late life action to that fastball with a sweep and breaking ball. Another young man who plays with a high level travel program that pitches some big innings, and also obviously a very talented high school program. He's going to be having to step up and pitch some big innings this year, But Brewer, another young man that comes to some of our bigger events, and another guy that you see, we talked about, with Epstein putting on the weight, and that was one of talking to him, doing his headshot and just seeing him walk in. You could see the work ethic that he's put in there to be able to gain that weight and put on some muscle. You see some of these frames on some of these younger guys, and you go, there's going to be more growth, more velo jumps, all those wonderful things that are going there. But Brewer's kind of, is already making jumps, and you go, there's going to be more in there. But that's a young man that kind of caught our eye, right away, and kind of seeing some of his stuff, and kind of a little bit of an uncomfortable bat with the size and his arm action going in there for him.
Yep.
Sorry,
hey,
we can keep talking all night long. Hey guys, y'all can come back in. We can keep talking about these guys all day long, but I know we got limited time on this one. But that's why pay attention to the website, pay attention to the socials over the next couple weeks. We're gonna have tons and tons of info coming out on this stuff.
Coach, did you want to say anything else about preseason All-State South?
Preseason, I will touch on this, right? I mean, the South, right? What, the first thing, right? We had to make a lot of adjustments on this, right? We had to kind of change our schedule to do it more than we've ever had to do before, right? We sent out check-in times. We had to do stuff boom, here it is. We set the schedule. Then, players are kind of changing at the last minute going on there, with multiple check-in times, right? We had 4 different check-in times. We sent out, I don't know if I've ever done this before. We sent out an email, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong on this one, maybe Thursday, a video email of this face that had to go out, breaking down our pre-event email, right? Our pre-event speech goes into it, right? We're trying to communicate the best that we can with all of our players and all of our families, what's going on. So when the event actually started, we weren't having to stop everybody, do a speech, run the event, stop everybody, do a speech, run the event, stop, right? We sent it out. So when we're sending out the communications, right, it's very important of people seeing what we're doing out there, right? What we're sending out there. So everybody's knowing what's happening. Because at the end of the day, when the event starts, we want to go, right? The one thing we know players don't want to do is sit. Nobody likes sitting around, right? We're trying to always stop players from sitting around the best they can. We understand there's going to be delays. There's technical delays. We plan to have 30 some kids sign up in the 1 o'clock event. We had some people change stuff. All of a sudden, there became 40 some kids at that time. So obviously the times are going to change a little bit on that end, but right, we're always trying to be flexible and move stuff around, but we're always trying to have less standing around. But we're trying to send out communications to families, to parents the best we can. We're just trying to ask that we see what's going on now and understand what is happening, right? When we go to Clemson this upcoming Sunday, we're probably going to do the same thing. So we're going to send it out. We appreciate people click those emails and see what's going on and understand those questions. And if we do have questions, ask us and know what's going on. But, it's we're attempting to run the showcases to the best of the ability we can to put on a high level event to make sure the players are getting everything that they need to get and make sure they're getting along the way. Are there going to be mess ups? Of course, right? What isn't going to be messed up, right? We're humans. We're going to screw something up. There's technology involved. There's going to be something messed up. So we're always running that around. We want to make sure everybody's understanding what's happening, and we try to communicate. Heck, I think, Sean, we sent out more communication before this last event than we've ever sent out before an event. Yeah. So I think we sent out 5 or 6 emails leading into that event. So we're always trying to stay on top of that. So with that and said, we just please ask that parents are always, families, players are always staying on top of that as well. So they're knowing what's going on going into that. And then on top of that, understanding where you're at in the event, and then when you're in that event, if you have a question, grab us, ask a question, and don't hesitate to talk to us when we're in there. Cause we're running around. We're trying to act like our head's not cut off, but it probably is when we're going there. So we're doing the best we can with it.
Words of wisdom. Austin had the over there. Now before, as you wrap up preseason All-State South, we move towards the event that keeps getting pushed back for years. Preseason All-State North update, Coachy.
We're going to run the preseason All-State North 2026 in the year of 2028 and just see what happens. We have, obviously twice, right? It's been moved twice, postponed twice. And I want to throw this one out there. We are thankful to have, I guess we can call them a partner, with Clemson baseball that is allowing us to be on their field, to be in their facility for what is becoming a 3rd straight weekend, right? Allowing us time while they are practicing, while they are getting ready, right? What I saw today, their Division I is 10 days away from opening up their college baseball season. So first of all, huge thank you and shout out to Clemson baseball, Coach Backich, his staff. Obviously a lot of conversations with Brad Owens to get us involved in communication with them to get us into that event. So, and making that work to make sure we're getting there. But the one thing we have never done is run an event when high school baseball started up. Talking to a lot of high school baseball coaches last week, we're going to run one on Sunday, and we get it. We understand high school baseball is technically it started off with tryouts in some places. Some places are still not in school yet. But we're asking I talked to those guys, and they said as long as you're doing position players, shouldn't be a problem. So we're going to run a position player only workout, and we're kind of telling the players, talk to your coaches. If your coaches are cool with it, come on in. And then also, if you don't want to run a 60, you don't want to do a certain thing, let us know. We'll bring you back at another event at the beginning of the summer and have you do that stuff. So we are going to run that this Sunday. What is that? February 8th now, Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to run that. And hopefully, we're starting to get a lot more responses now to this last email of who's coming, and we're starting to have a great turnout. I know a lot of people are trying to figure out if they're having practice, not having practice because of all the still snow on some of these fields. But the one thing we're not trying to do is step on anybody's toes. We're trying to make sure the players are getting, one, taken care of, two, make sure their coaches are cool with it, and three, we're going to take care of them, make sure they're getting promoted the best they can, right? So we're not trying to step on anybody's toes, but we're going to get out there and try to get the players what they want and take care of them the best we can along the way. So, but also big shout out to all the families again for being able to move around the best they can, but also thankful to Clemson for allowing us to get on their field again.
And if you're signed up for the preseason All-State North at Clemson, we've sent another email tonight and a text. So check your email, check your text. We need responses on whether or not you're going to be able to come on Sunday, because we've got to, find out what our numbers are and what our schedule is going to look like for the day. So, we'll all be out there, but make sure that we've sent one yesterday and today, but this one tonight just went out about a little under 2 hours ago. There's an email and a text. You hit up me and Sammy, and all the instructions are in the email there. So if you didn't receive it, that was in the text, and please email me, and I'll get you the information over. And we're just trying to kind of get a head count of what's going on in terms of our roster. And so please as soon as possible, just let us know what your plans are for Sunday if you're signed up for that preseason All-State North event.
Let me see this here. No, it's not.
Amazing, guys. You do such a great job. Now to the
I didn't hear any sarcasm there at all from me. I didn't hint anything there.
we'll move to a national event. Now, as we move to the Super 60 just took place. We'll throw the graphic up. No tampering was involved with this graphic, but we'll show you here. You had three players represent little old South Carolina, and Ethan Offing, Taj Marchand, and Sterling Coaxum. Two Tigers and an Ole Miss commit. Sean is going to hide for the next segment.
Oh, I'm throwing up.
It's okay. Sean's been praying for some things to happen along the road. We'll see if they shake out. But Coach, little old South Carolina on display in a big way at the Super 60.
Coach, is it a shock? Is it a shock at this point in time? The players we keep sending up to the Super 60 do what? They show out. They perform, and they've performed at a high level every single time they go out there. And, talking with – obviously we weren't in attendance. We were attempting to run our own events and shovel out of snow. But talking to Shooter Hunt and the guys that were up there, the guys performed right like they were up there. Talking to them, Ethan Offin, right? It was one of the top highest exit velos. Taj Marchand, right, was up there with them. Sterling Coaxum, big exit velo, 6'4'9". Taj stole the show defensively. The players, right, the three players are all going to have opportunities at the end of the spring to have tough decisions, right, which way to go. But all three of them are super talented athletic players that – right, and they're all three different players, right? Types of players, right? Sterling Coaxum from, right, Drew, we were talking about it earlier today. We saw him, heck, if it seems like 10 years ago now, we saw him at a preseason All-State South. We saw him at a scout day, and he was running 6.4s and hitting balls hard. And, and it comes out again, and he's doing it again with high level tool set off the board, with bat speed, with arm strength, and another, I think he ran a 6.46 60 up there. And then, Ethan Offing, we first saw Ethan Offing at our border battle a couple years ago when we were up there against North Carolina. And I remember talking to his dad. He was able to come to, and he leaves a 7-on-7 competition, comes to the border battle, had to leave the border battle and drive however long to go to another 7-on-7 early that next morning, right? And people used to talk about, hey, is Ethan Alfin, is he even good enough? Well, we were talking about, well, you go try to do a 7-on-7 workout, and then you go try to play a baseball game, or you try to be the starting quarterback at Dutch Fork High School and then go out and play a baseball game. And now that he's a full-time baseball player and the athleticism, you see the size and strength that, again, he's starting to pack on some muscle in there and the bat speed and 108 something exit velo at the workout.
Here you go right here.
And
there you go, 108 and a half.
108.5, max bat speed 81. Yeah, I mean, it's – and then obviously the athleticism, when we had him at the Future Games a couple years ago, Sterling couldn't come to the Future Games. He was already committed to the Tigers. But Alfin was, that was way back before all that can happen. Alfin come, we had him at the shortstop, nice and smooth, shortstop, second base, and now he can go out and run around the outfield. Is he going to be a shortstop? He's going to be second base. He's a hell of a ball player. That's all we know. That ain't for us to make a decision on that one going in there. And then Taj is another one. He came a few years back to preseason All-State South. We saw Taj play quite a bit in high school, and then we had him at the Future Games, and Taj was lights out at the Future Games. And the thing that stood out, at least to me, you guys can talk about it, but Taj as a baseball player was more so his IQ than, right, we're watching his tool set here, but his IQ, watching him make plays on the infield and where to go with the ball and what to do and this and that. And then obviously you see the tool set. It was an easy, no tampering back then for Ole Miss to get a player out of that one. But
Pete that.
Pete boy getting them. But it's the ability for him to play the game, and then you watch that video, you watch him run around, get some ground balls that they tweeted out some of his defensive stuff. The sky's the limit for those three young men, and I'm glad that they were able to show out. And again, not a shock that we had some boys from the Palmetto State showing out in a big way up there.
We'll throw it up for you. There you go.
Pretty easy. That,
Coach, I believe the term
that's how it
glove
looks.
to hand merchant. Glove to hand merchant. I ain't heard that one before, but it works.
I don't know how that works either, but I like to go, that's how it works. That's how it looks. Right.
That's how it looks.
If you watch it on TV, that's how it looks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Them boys are it's always fun when you send up when guys from our state go up and represent and they do what they're supposed to. So it's
by the way, we didn't even send up the left-hander who's going to go in the first round. So that we got another guy too. But these boys are going to be well represented come June or July. I tell you that.
Yeah. We're gonna have some busy major league scouts
Some
running around the state.
some graphics to make, Coach.
Austin's on that graphic train this year.
That's
I'll
awesome.
step at 2 a.m. waiting for the draft to end. It's okay. Austin, we're sitting a special segment for you. Yeah, Austin, but we're going to let Austin kind of start this off. Now, as we get close to high school baseball, we're wrapping up some events here, but big news in the state Division II and JUCO baseball is back in the state of South Carolina. Coach Smith.
I wish I would have known that I was going to be the new graphic guy. I would have made a couple graphics for going forward. But yeah, no, Drew was right. I told him I wanted to. We were already going to talk about it, but shout out to the Trojans. Started out 3-0 this weekend. I say this weekend. It was Monday and Tuesday, so wasn't much. They hung up 22 yesterday playing at Tijuana, and then they threw 2 goose eggs today. So good start offensively and on the mound. And who else do we want to talk about? No hitter down there at USC Aiken. Ben Shepard, no hitter, 91 pitches. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Went complete game, 9 innings. Who else do we want to talk about, guys? We skipped somebody.
Hey, big shout out to Lander, head coach Lander,
Yeah.
first win, collegiate win.
Nick Pop.
Big shout out to Coach. Yep, Nick Pop. Big shout out to him. Also, big shout out to Coach Thompson down there at USC Sumter. His first collegiate win as a head coach after 1-9. Really rode out into the sunset and told nobody about that one. So big, shout out to those two guys getting their first collegiate win as head coach. Flodar went on their hiatus down to Florida and off to a big start, roaming around playing tough teams. So North Greenville went down to Houston for a big tournament down there and whipped up on everyone down there and went 3-0. So the Palmetto State's off to a hot start, and
they went 3-0 too. They were
playing
some good teams out there too.
They were. They beat the number 2 ranked team. Like
the team they played, was it the second game they played? Was it the team out
Central?
of Missouri?
Central Missouri. They were number 2.
Yeah, and the kid that pitched the day before for them was like 99, and it was just nasty. And then North Greenville wore them out the next day. So good for them.
Yeah, they big shot got it rolling again. So big shout out to all the teams cranking it up. And then see if Sean will be working this one. We got softball cranking up this weekend.
Yeah, we do.
Division I softball cranking up.
Tournament action start the year. We'll have the replay cooking, I think, as long as we hit play. That's a big part.
If it don't hit play, blame Sean.
Are you allowed to be biased for that, or is it like basketball?
Well, I have a lot less to do for softball and baseball, but I'm not as front and center.
Sean just hands up the headset.
When you and Sean, when y'all were doing y'all's like 45-minute talk about players earlier, me and Drew were about to go sleep over here. I Googled the names we were looking for: Chauncey Billups and Terry Rozier.
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry got caught apparently taking himself out of games when he played for the Hornets.
Allegedly.
That's what I said. Supposedly he was taking himself out of the game. But fun fact, he just got $26 million of salary in arbitration.
I saw that.
Big move for him.
Like today?
I do.
Recently, I think within the past couple of days. Because, like you said, he is innocent until he's proven guilty, and the contract states this is what the man deserves. So I chased that rabbit while you were talking about your
chased a lot of rabbits.
Preseason.
Hey, I have a pressing question that's important. After that big win at Lander, did Coachy go to Coach Burke's favorite spot in Greenwood?
It's a great
show.
A Bearcat Brew?
Bearcat Brew and tacos or sushi.
Sushi truck.
It's something we've got to know.
We got to get the new coach on. We got to see what he likes. See what the man likes.
He might have a different spot.
He might. He might not be into Bearcat Brew and sushi.
A lot of spots in there. It's busting in Greenwood.
It's a good time of year, guys. It's go time.
He said, "Is it?" This place to be, Coach. Go to Greenwood, you might not come back. All right, Austin, you ready?
I can't wait because this is not on the ticker at the bottom.
Here you go. You got to rate this, okay? We're getting 0 to 60 grade. You ready? Here we go.
God, this thing kind of got sawed off a little bit. Hey, who am I to judge? Because it's cold. I can tell it was cold. Pull it back up.
Okay, here we go.
Give me the other ones. The other ones are better photo.
We don't need to see the other ones.
I like that we really got the body into it. We kind of got out over our front knee a little bit. But I feel like we got jammed because we're making contact with that way in on our body. We got to get that out in front.
What if I'm doing the slow roller?
Eyes on the ball.
Man, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't been there and I wasn't. Sorry.
I'm going to grade it as a 7.
Ooh. Wow.
7. It's a 7.
I got that.
That's what we got that.
I got that.
Sean,
Yeah, I
Sean's
got
still
that
trying
one.
to figure it out.
I got
Sean
it.
don't get it. He would have been killed over, boy.
That's all I have on the list of
Did you
banners here, guys.
did you see young Samuel out there getting some ground balls?
I
in
did.
those
Yeah,
photos?
show that one. Yeah.
Got that Future Games hat on. I don't know if I can pull it
He
up.
did.
See if I can
He had
pull it up.
the one of Epting blowing his head off too.
Yeah, he did.
Let's see
Yeah.
what we can find here.
I know I saw it looked like it was getting dark and cold. Some of them BP rounds. I bet by the time
Coach, shout out our photographer.
What
What was his name?
Yes, Keegan, our boy Keegan, boy.
Let's just share the whole page.
Yes, we're making Keegan Maloney, boy. He was killing it. Videographer.
Look at it.
He's killing. Look at him.
That's a glamour shot.
No, hold up.
There's
I
Father
wasn't
Son.
making a. I wasn't making a pregame speech there. Keegan did some photos at the Diamond Elite facility for us, where he did it for them, helped us out. We brought him in. He did a ton of work, awesome work here. Keegan's working on some videos to post up. So all of our stuff that went out on Instagram during the event, right here. This is Keegan's work right here.
But there's
I think there's.
here he is.
There's young Sammy.
There he
There he is. Look at him, boy. Look at him.
Hey, there's another
Uh-huh.
Sammy Fungo picture right below that. Looks much better.
Yeah, much
Look at
better.
this picture.
Yes.
How about that one?
I mean, that's starting shortstop at Clemson University, Sean.
Hey, first day of tryouts at Gray Collegiate for the B team. We'll see what happens. There we go. Look at that. Much better photo.
He
Right
about to
there.
bite his lip off in that picture.
For real.
I mean,
You gotta be careful on that turf too, man. You get that stride out there like you got it, man. I hope you stretched good.
Coach, my back the next day, boy, and then I had to go out in the snow with the kids, son. Whoo.
You think he was
gotcha.
cold?
Nope.
Aiken boys.
I told Cullen, that was old Cullen Holterwanger. I told him he looked like he was trying to go rob a bank.
Built different. Man.
Built
There's
different
a
down
boy
there in
right
Aiken. There he is. Look at Trip Rips, boy. Yeah, so Keegan killed it for us. Ton of photos. If you obviously see our Instagram, he'd done a bunch of dumps. He's going to do some more, put them on there, and he's got some videos he's about to put out there. It's a little questionable comment when I said he did some dumps on there, so that's a questionable comment. I saw Austin's eyebrows raise up.
Not bad.
So we'll see what there, but we'll see what he can do. But yeah, Keegan's a man. Keegan does some stuff with Coastal Carolina as well. I think he works for about everybody in the country. I don't know how he still goes to class, but he's also a student.
Yeah, we got a comment on Instagram. Austin,
Oh,
you ready?
Who's the comment to?
Here you go, right here.
See Austin back in the rotation. Guys, good first.
Jeez.
Humility. I don't think. Yeah.
humility.
Sean, I think Coach Rowland's still he's still a little bitter. I didn't show up for his preseason coaches spiel or whatever it's called.
Yeah, that's what we call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spiel. Speaking of
Yeah,
spiel,
the
we got a
spiel.
couple more coaches that want to get in our spiel.
Hey, the link still. Hold on. Do we have it still on here? Yeah, right here.
Do we still got it?
Coaches.
Yeah.
You can
Hey,
scan the
coaches,
QR
coaches.
code.
Coaches, clip it.
I think this
Clip
could
it, boy.
really be a good time of year for me to get on some preseason coaches show. This is when you can ask the hard hitting questions.
Coach Bradwell, if you're here, I doubt you're listening. Clip it, scan it, Coach Bradwell. There it is.
Like who
In
you
that
about
thing.
to
I know you're
cut
not
and
on
all?
here.
Like that's
Huh?
what we need.
He's
to
cutting.
know. How
Yeah, that's
how
what
long
we
did
need
y'all
to
have to
know.
work on the field getting this snow off? Who's about to
I
get
wanna
cut?
know.
Some people built snowmans and put them in the portal.
Yeah.
That was
Careful.
Sean's long lost cousin sitting on that field.
My brother.
Yeah, we need to get into this cutting business. Cutting and
They're cutting. They're finna cut.
Hey,
How many
shout
kids
out,
go?
shout out Micah. Shout out Micah for tuning in. Our boy.
Mike is on there?
Somebody might have got cut tonight.
Mike is watching.
Mikey's bored.
Micah's bored.
Mikey, you
Mike's
too old to
bedtime
be
thing.
sitting on the Palmetto Dugout Show live show.
Bedtime's in 20 minutes.
You're going. Never mind. That's a nice school. I can't say that.
It's a nice school. This ain't our kind of.
They shut
He
the
built different,
gates
boy.
like a High Point. He locked in them gates tonight.
Good.
It's
grief.
built different up there.
Me and Drew took a ride around there. That was
Hey,
nice.
he just commented and said he's still working on them scout reports.
He's still trying to get that tweet out from June 15th right now. He's still over there. He's still filming
We're
them.
going too far now. We're too far. Anybody got anything else to add here before we wrap this baby up?
Nothing that needs to be live.
That's
What's
probably an
next
accurate
week's show,
statement.
Coach? What's next week's show?
Hold on. That's big news.
We hopefully got the preseason All-State North.
Hopefully, yeah.
I think at this point it's not preseason. I think it's postseason.
I did have Mr. Runyon and his son called and asked if we were going to do the preseason or the postseason All-State North.
Might as well. You talk mid-season.
I said,
you talk
hell.
where you want.
I said we can do whatever you want. Don't matter. We just need to do it.
The spring break all state. There we go.
Yeah.
Nah, we'd
Hey,
never be down there eating cupcakes then.
Wait a minute now.
Careful.
Hey, we're gonna have some good food on Sunday. Watch out. We'll tweet a
Watch out
picture
now.
out of that.
Are we?
But yeah, we will, Austin. You don't know.
Yeah,
yet.
you
We're
watch
not gonna
yourself.
tell We're just
You-
gonna-
yeah,
Nah,
you-
just
Jimmy
let you
John,
show up.
baby, let's go.
Oh, it
Nuh-uh.
ain't nothing close
Hey,
to Jimmy John's.
Hey, boys, y'all two better be glad y'all weren't in Charleston. I ain't feed them fools either.
No, we did not.
I have no
We
doubt.
didn't.
Austin, if it's only me and you, when we're there, he feeds.
We ain't have time. I couldn't.
It's mainly
Sean,
because
could I
you don't
fit
hear me
anybody?
heckling him. I had to be there to heckle him
Austin-
about my blood sugar.
Austin ain't over there calling me, and I'm like, "Is something wrong with Vault?" And my blood sugar's getting low.
Blood sugar gonna drop down.
Coach is about to pass out, Coach.
Coach, we
my
gotta
blood
get-
sugar.
I've already got my snacks packed. I'm ready for this weekend.
Fired up.
You,
got
wait
meat
till you get
sticks?
this meal. Don't worry about it.
We're gonna
Don't
get
worry
the
about
Super
this
Bowl up on the jumbotron in the outfield too.
Austin, you're gonna
Yeah,
go in that
9
facility and pass out after this meal.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about this thing.
I'll take a nap now. Y'all know me.
Sammy, the only thing Sammy's going to bring is Hawaiian rolls. That's all you need to know.
If all these kids back out on running the 60, I'm going home.
Sean said he'll bring
That's what you
some baked beans that have a few cat hairs in it.
His cat's over there drinking his water as we speak.
Okay, let's wrap this baby up. As we look forward here, next Tuesday we'll recap that preseason All-State North. However,
Maybe.
the big show in terms is the college baseball pick'em show. The Omaha picks will be locked in. We'll see if Scott from Arkansas and Dan from Alabama will tune in to the Palmetto Dugout show, the Instagram account.
Got them mad last year.
Trey Daly just joined. Maybe I'll pick East Carolina again. Micah says pick the Flames. So hey, they're gonna be flaming. Anyway, we'll make those picks on next Tuesday. That's gonna do us here for episode 134. All of us here at Sammy, you good?
Huh? Yep.
You said wait.
Who's bringing the stand-up
no.
weenies? Who's bringing stand-up weenies?
Austin got them things.
I got a bunch left from. Well, I bought a bunch of cans when we thought the power was going to go out, and then the power didn't go out, so I need them yet.
He's gonna bring them.
I'll bring those, and
I'm
I'm
not coming.
going to bring the stand-up weenies in my generator.
Hey, get siphon
Done.
some gas first on our way out.
I got my siphon.
I
got
need to
my
fill my
generator.
car up. I need to fill my car up.
We'll siphon it out of the gator. They won't be able to drag the field for a month. Who cares? I got my siphon, my stand-up wings. I got a box of Pop-Tarts, a
Meat
couple
sticks are
gallon
good.
jugs of water.
Water.
We're done.
All right.
Hey,
Let's get out of
that's
here.
going to do us. From all of us here at Brett Baseball, South Carolina, we hope you have a great week.